Hello everyone. Hello friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So friends, today we are going to walk through our default VPC system from AWS. So as we know that in cloud world, in Amazon cloud world, VPC is a very important uh, service from Amazon, which provide extra layer of security, and also it collect multi number of resources inside virtual private cloud, right? So basically, VPC, if we say about VPC, so VPC stands for virtual private cloud. So as it name itself stand, this virtual and private and cloud, right? So virtual means it's virtual, like on demand. You can create any number of resources as per our industry requirement, where in on the cloud, and that resource will be created in a private environment, right? It will not be a public, it will be a private, it will be in the private environment, and as per our requirement we can allocate various kind of like security algorithm, or various kinds of security. So as we will be discussing this thing, security group and NACL level kind of security in our next lecture, right? So in today's session, we are going to walk through our default VPC, like whatever if we create a new account into this Amazon web service portal, and then what all components is pre-installed and pre-configured for us, right? So in this we can see VPC is basically already created, and on the if we will create any new resource, then all that resource will automatically assign into and will be created into this default VPC, right? So let's first discuss a few of the important part about this default VPC walkthrough. So we are going to learn default VPC, right? And in this we are going to learn fewer stuff, like, so point number one. So if we say default VPC, so if we say default VPC, so all new AWS account, we can say point number one, all new AWS account have a default VPC, right? In each region, right? It will be a default virtual private cloud, right? And point number two, what if any resource, if we say, then if any new EC2 instance, we can say new EC2 instance, if we launch, that will be launched into our default VPC, right? If we do not need to specify any subnet, right? So we can say new EC2 instances are launched into our default VPC. Point number three. So default VPC already have internet connectivity, right? And whatever EC2 instance we are launching into this default VPC will have some public IP address, unless and until we we intentionally, or we as per our requirement ask or give the command to AWS to create that default EC2 and to create new EC2 instance into our default VPC, right? So default VPC default VPC has internet connectivity. Connectivity means no need to create any internet gateway to to allow our traffic to the internet, right? Okay, and then we by default we got a public IP and a private IP with DNS name, right? Number 4, we can say we also get a public IP, a public IP, and a private IP DNS name, right? Okay, so this is our default VPC, and we can also have some important things in our mind while we will be dealing with this default VPC. So there is some kind of like general points which we can note for the exam perspective as well, right? If we talk about VPC in AWS, then we always think about private IP and IP version 4, right? So VPC, as we mentioned, VPC is equals to virtual private cloud, right? And then we can say you can have multiple VPC in AWS region, right? So in a single region, whenever we create our AWS account, we got a default VPC, and on region is region specific. If we talk, then 5 VPC per VP. There is a soft limit from AWS, which is 5 VPC per region, right? So we can say can have multiple VPC in a single AWS region, right? Region, right? So what is the limit? 5 VPC maximum. Maximum 5 VPC per region. So it is per region, right? And yeah, so we can also have like if we will be having a default VPC, then definitely we also sometimes incorporate. We also need to create a new VPC apart from this default VPC. So you can create maximum 5 VPC inside that, right? So if we will be dealing with this VPC, then we also need to design our architecture as per the CIDR range. What is this CIDR range? Classless in classless interdomain routing, right? So basically, if we are going to, I will show you later on in this lecture that if we will be creating VPC a default separate from this default VPC, then we also needs to provide and create some other subnets. So and that 5 VPC subnets should not be overlap each other, right? So if we say maximum CIDR range for VPC is 5 for each CIDR range, we can have minimum size /26, /28, and /16, right? /26 minimum size, /28 if we say, then you know, everyone know that these IPs are in bits and in octets, right? So there is 4 octets, 0.0.0.0, right? So we can say not x 0, we can say x dot x, right? So if we are going to design a new network into our AWS cloud, then we have to keep in mind that every VPC will have a minimum size of CIDR /80/28 and maximum /16. If we are going to keep our network size beyond /28, then it should not work. And if we are going to create our network size below /subnet mask 16, then it should not going to work, because it is a standard subnet mask defined by AWS, right? So we can say minimum size of CIDR range is equals to /28, right? And similarly, we can say maximum size of CIDR range is /16. So if we say /28, then we can calculate the subnet mask or the number of IPs on the basis of this subnet mask, right? Masking. So how many bits are left inside this to complete this 32 octet to 4, right? So 2 to the power 4, how many IPs should exist? 2 to the power 4, 16, right? So inside this subnet, we can create only 16 resources. 16 IP address will be allocated for us. And in this, 2 raised to the power 16 means 16. 2 raised to the power 16 means 65536 IPs. Right? And one more thing, friends. So we also need, because this VPC is private, so only the private IP or address ranges are allowed in this newly created VPC. So now let me go and explain, walk through you this default VPC. What all components are pre-configured for us, and what all things we can keep in mind that whenever we create a new AWS account, then automatically all these things are pre-configured for us, like internet gateway and everything, like default VPC and default subnets and everything, right? So guys, once you will be logged in into this AWS console, I already logged in into this, then you can go here in the services section, and you from here also you can select the VPC tab, but you can type here VPC, right? Okay, and from here you can select VPC or you can just enter VPC, right? So this is our default dashboard for VPC, right? And from here you can see this is VPC, and inside this VPC you can see one VPC is available in US East region, right? North Virginia region, and you can see 6 subnets are available, and one route table is existing, one internet gateway is there, and also you can see security group is one, which is a default security group. One NACL network access control list is also like here. We can modify this as per our convenient and as per our requirement, right? And yeah, so let's go into this VPC. Yeah, friends. So this is friend. So this is our default VPC. If we click on this, then we will be landing onto this page, and here we can see everything like CIDR range. What are the CIDR range? So as we already discussed that only /16 to /28 subnet mask is allowed into a single VPC, and each region have a maximum of 5 VPC. So here we are just walking through the default VPC sections, right? So you can see this VPC has subnet mask of /16, right? And if we go to the subnet range, then we can see here that some subnets are already created for us, right? You can see here all these are default subnets, right? Here you can see default subnet, and it is automatically assigned to this default NACL and default route table, right? You can also go and see this route table, right? So here one route table is exists. You can see here its route from where to where the traffic is flowing. You can see the details. You can also see the routes here, right? and you can see this destination, like this is going to the internet via this internet gateway, right? Target is internet gateway, and local means our target is local and our destination is our VPC ID, right? And status is active, it means it is in used state, right? You can also see the subnet associated with this route table, right? You can see all these subnet are associated with this route table, and then mm, all other things you can check. You can check the internet gateway and everything. So friends, in this access in this session, we have learned, we just walk through our default VPC, and from our next lecture we will be going to create a new VPC, and we will be going to create new subnets, route table, and internet gateway, and we will be connecting, associating the routes subnets to the root table, and also allowing, we will be creating an EC2 instance, and we will be trying to connect to the internet. So thank you friends, thank you, thank you for being with us. uh, thank you very much.